Every German child knows Russisch Brot, Russian bread. If you've never heard about it, you will probably have a wrong idea what it is. It's not really bread, it's cookies. They are cookies in the shape of our alphabetical letters, and that's already a hint that it's not really from Russia because they have different letters than we do. So let me explain that after the intro. So the person who came up with Russian bread or Russisch Brot had traveled to Russia, and he got acquainted with a recipe that is somewhat similar with the dough, but he made something different from it, and that's what he then later called Russian bread, and that's why we all call it like that until today. But it's not really from Russia, so the idea comes from there, but not the final product. However, you need just a very few ingredients. It's very easy to make. What you need is 4 egg whites. And when it comes to egg whites, and if you have to beat them, it's always best if the eggs have room temperature and if the eggs are not too fresh. Then you will need 150 grams of sugar, 150 grams of all-purpose flour, 20 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla sugar if you want to know how to make that. If you don't have it and you don't want to make it, you can also use just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Also, you need a pinch of salt. I've already separated the eggs, and I will add a pinch of salt, which makes it easier to beat them. And I will start to beat the eggs, and once they get a little bit foamy, I will add the sugar. Take a look. This looks perfect. So when the egg whites are the way that they really keep their shape, that means it's ready. And now I'm mixing the flour and the cocoa powder. And now I just sieve this onto the egg whites. Now I have to fold this in. So what does folding in mean? It means you go under the egg mass and push the mass on top and keep doing that until the entire flour and cocoa mix is incorporated. Now this goes into a piping bag, and I'm using a piping tip that is just round. It's the number 12 tip from Wilton. And I fill this in here. Now I'm piping the letters onto the baking sheet, and they have a certain kind of font that I remember, but I can't tell you what kind of font this is. I don't know if there's a specific name to it, but they are rather round letters. And you can, of course, do the entire alphabet, or maybe you want to write something with this, so just choose the letters that you like. So the dough will provide for about 2 baking sheets of letters, depending a little bit on the size of your letters, of course. And once I've piped them onto the baking sheet, I let them dry for about 20 minutes. And then I bake them at a temperature of 175 degrees Celsius, which is 340 degrees Fahrenheit. The baking time depends a little bit, again, on the thickness and size of your cookies. It usually is somewhere between 15 and 18 minutes. You know that your Russian bread is done when you can easily lift them up from the parchment paper. Yes, so this is the second batch. The first batch is already here. And I think you will agree that this is a really easy and quite fast recipe. Great to do it with your kids together. Great for homeschooling, maybe something for your kids' lunchbox for school, maybe for first day of school or last day of school, or just whenever you like to have some cookies. They're so delicious. I hope you like this. Try it out. Give me a thumbs up if you want. Subscribe and hit the bell button and stay tuned for the next video.